Well, hello there everyone, welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing fantastic. We are talking about easy licks that sound advanced, and this is actually a series of videos I've done. The last one was probably like a year ago or something like that. So we're going to go ahead and dive onto this one. I'm going to play you the licks. If you want the tabs for these licks, you can grab those down below. Check out my free guitar course if you want to. And other than that, let's just get to the lesson. You know, less talk, more rock. Okay, so let's break these licks down. So the first one is basically this A minor kind of blues pentatonic lick. And what we're doing here is just this. So it's, to me, it's kind of like a pedal concept. You can either start with the fretted, like the 5 or the 7/8. But basically, we're gonna go 7/8, and that's a hammer-on on the G, and then 5 on the B, then back to 7/8, and then 5 on the high string. I like this note because for some reason, when your notes have wider intervals between them, to me, they can kind of give that illusion of sometimes you hear a lick and you're like, oh, that lick's way too hard to play. And then you learn it and you're like, oh, it's actually pretty simple. You'll just notice that sometimes the intervals are real far apart. So we're going to go... It can be a cool lick to throw in there because it's all A minor. You know, however you want to throw it in there. Now next is this cool little chromatic-y idea that basically starts, again, out of this E minor blues pentatonic shape. And essentially I'm just going like this. So 12 on the high string, and then 15, pull off the 12 on the B. Then I go to 15 on the G. So there's that flat 5, there's that blues note. You know, right there. Now what I'm going to do here is this. And for some reason, I always thought chromatic-y stuff, when I would hear a guitar player do that, I was like, oh, and if they know how to resolve it, I'm always like, they know what they're doing. So, so we have that part. Now I'm going to go 12, slide down to 11 on the B, and then 14 on the G. Then 11 to 10 on the B, 13 on the G, 10 to 9 on the B, and then 12. Then ending on 9 on the G. So we have... And there's that second one, so... You know, again, a lot you can do with it. Now next is another kind of chromatic idea, which basically is walking down... It's kind of, to me, it starts out like a Mixolydian kind of vibe. It's just the vibe I get from it. It's not necessarily Mixolydian or anything like that. But it walks like this. Sometimes having this falling note can be a cool way, or maybe you can flip it the other way, you know, and do some kind of chromatic-y thing that way. But basically, I'm just doing one series of notes, which is just 16 pull off the 12 on the high E string, and then 15 on the B. And to me, what makes these licks sound different is, or not different, but like advanced, is they sound kind of like unstable, and then when you resolve them, it just sounds very put together. So. Okay, so I go 16 pull off 12 on the high string, and then I go to 15 on the B, so that's your major third right there. And you can repeat it how many times you want. So basically, I'm just going to go 16 pull off the 12 on the high E string, then I go to 15 on the B. And like I said, repeat that as many times as you want. Then basically, all I'm doing is changing the B string note. I'm going to go 16 to 12, and then 14, 16, 12, 13, 16, 12 to 12. Which that is actually just an E major arpeggio at that point. So like I said, it resolves very nicely into a chord. And there's that one. Now next we're kind of venturing into this Nuno Betancourt territory. Now to me this again is like an A Mixolydian kind of vibe to it because of that major third and then minor 7. And essentially we're just doing the same shape over and over again, but since the open strings are not consistent, it kind of makes the lick sound like different stuff is happening. But I'm adding a very heavy palm mute for my right hand. Okay, so basically it's just open hammer on 3, hammer on 5 on the low E string. Open hammer on 4, hammer on 5. There's that major third. So minor 7, major third. Now I do the same shape, but I'm doing it on the D and G now. So it's open 5, 7, open 6, 7. Okay, then I'm gonna go open 8, 10, and open 9, 10. Okay, so. Work it down the other way if you want. Now the final one is this diminished idea, which I always thought diminished just sounded kind of like crazy and advanced, and then when I learned a couple diminished licks, I was like, oh, it's really not that bad. So this one goes like this, and this would be like resolving to an A. Oh, maybe. Let me do it again. Now basically what I'm doing here is I'm starting on 4, so I'm going to go 4 to 7 on the low E string. It has this diagonal feel, so you're going to go 5 to 8 on the A, 6 to 9 on the D, 7 to 10, and then on the B string you have to jump 2 frets. You're going to go 9 to 12, and 10 to 13 on the B, and then 10 on that B string. So. And there you have it. So. Okay, now you could obviously descend that however you want, different stuff, but I like to double that a lot. I go. And there you have it. Well, alrighty there, guys. Hope you enjoyed those licks. Like I said, those are some pretty easy licks that sound advanced, and I hope you dug them. And yo, we are gonna jump on out of here. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Like I said, get the tabs, and I will see you later. Whoop!